I've changed my mind. I don't want the Dallas Cowboys to win the NFC East, and here's why. Hey Cowboys Nation, this is Talk Cowboys. Remember to like and subscribe if you love the Dallas Cowboys as much as I do. Something Mike McCarthy said in the post game after the Thanksgiving game got me to thinking. And since I haven't figured out how to put videos into this stupid thing, I'll just tell you what he said. So basically what he said was that the reason that they came out so flat in the first half was because he thinks that they tried to do too much. They had a short week and they tried to do too much and it just wasn't working. So at halftime, they simplified the game plan, cut some of the stuff out. And as you know, in the second half, they just rolled. I think this is a common problem, and just because he's offensive coordinator and I don't really care for the guy, I'm going to blame Kellen Moore for this. He had a short week. He tried to install too much into his offense, and because of that, the offense just wasn't clicking on all cylinders. I think it's a very similar thing to what happened in the Green Bay game. I think they had 2 weeks off, and so Kellen Moore said, we can install a bunch of stuff and play really well. And they installed too much. They got away from their simple game plan, and it just didn't work. So why do I not want them to win the NFC East? Because I'm afraid, and I mean, it's pretty sure that whoever wins the NFC East is going to be the first round or the first seed for the playoffs, which means they get a bye week. If you look at the records right now, the only other one that's really in contention for the number one seed is the Minnesota Vikings, and they've got a fairly tough schedule coming up. So I just don't see them getting the first seed. So the NFC East champion is going to be the number one seed, and they're going to get a bye week. And classic to Kellen Moore and the Cowboys, I think they're going to try and do too much, and they're going to come out flat in the first half of the first game in the playoffs. And going against these playoff teams, that's a recipe for disaster. So I think I'm willing to give this one to the Eagles. Let the Eagles have the first round bye. I think the Cowboys need to keep playing, keep a regular schedule so that Kellen Moore hopefully doesn't try and do too much. Hopefully the pressure of the playoffs doesn't make him think that he has to put in a bunch of stuff, and they can run the fairly simple game plan that they have for many, many weeks and done really well at, instead of trying to install too much over a long bye week, come out flat and end up getting, one and done. I mean, it's a Cowboy tradition, right? One and done. Very, very few playoff wins for this Cowboys team. And so I don't want them to win the NFC East. I want them to have that fifth seed. If the season were to end today, the Cowboys would face the number 4 seed in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I really like that matchup. I'm okay with that matchup. So Cowboys, don't win the NFC East. Give it to the Eagles as much as it sucks. Play the Buccaneers, dominate, and keep doing what you've been doing on the good weeks, and don't try and do too much. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Do you want to see the Cowboys win the NFC East, or do you want them to win a playoff game? Because I think that's what the difference is. I think if we win the NFC East, we're one and done in the divisional round.